Are you in a situation to where you feel like you can't be yourself? Like, really think about this. Whether that be in a long-term relationship, whether that be at your job to where you feel like no one understands you. Maybe when you are just around your peers, you feel like you have to put on a show for everyone else. Often in that position, people look at the other people and say, dang, I can't be myself around you. Whereas a therapist, I teach my clients to understand these people are not the problem. The reason why you can't be yourself is likely something that happened to you years ago when you were in a position to where you could articulate your points, when you were in a position to where you couldn't speak up without being shamed. And today we're going to have an honest conversation of what being yourself really is and what it means. All right, so here's the part that I hope is going to make you feel a little bit better. No matter what situation you're in, I'm going to discuss the skills that you need in order to be yourself no matter what situation or where you're at. The number one thing that you're going to need to do is not care about what other people think. Now, of course, that's easier said than done, but the only way to really accomplish this is doing those scary things and understanding that people are going to have their opinions on you and they may judge you, but I want you to build up the mental fortitude to not care what they think. And not caring what they think does not mean that you don't hear them. Not caring what they think is allowing people to have their opinion of you and letting it be there and letting it sit. Even when you do something that people may consider silly or dumb and they say something to you, we have to build you up to say, yeah, you know what? I am goofy. Yeah, I am a little bit corny, but that's me. And if you don't accept yourself for the good and the bad, you are constantly going to be in a position to where other people's comments, other people's reactions to what you have to say hurt. And so I'm not here to tell you that you're not going to feel it. What I'm here to express to you is even though you feel it, you can sit with it and you can accept them for having whatever opinion that they have. But just know, just because they have an opinion doesn't mean that it's right. And if they are right, it doesn't mean that you have to take it to heart and think that you're wrong for being yourself. So let's look into why you feel like you can't be yourself. And it didn't start in adulthood. I need you to have a little bit more empathy for yourself and understand this is likely something that happened when you were a toddler, when you wanted your parents' attention and they were too busy to give it to you, when you were trying to be goofy, laugh, and run around and you were told to stop and sit down somewhere. You got too much energy. This likely started when you were in elementary school and you were the unique kid that didn't fit in with anyone else. And instead of being accepted for who you are, you got picked on for being different. So many people do not understand how much their childhood impacts their adulthood. I tell my clients this when they're talking to me, it's often like a movie is playing and I'm just simply telling them what I'm viewing. I want you to look at your life the same way. It is a movie playing, and because there are previous scenes, your brain is always trying to tie everything together. So something that may have happened 20 years ago, you still remember it. Your mind still remembers it. But even if your mind does it, a lot of times your body feels it. So you may not consciously know why you feel that way, but inside of your body, you feel it. And unfortunately, a lot of us don't know what to do with that discomfort in their body. As always, as a licensed mental health counselor, you're more than welcome to have a visit. But on to a lesser extent, one of the skills that I talk to my clients about is writing down how you feel. A lot of people do not understand how powerful it is cognitively to write down some of these feelings and to get it out and to let it go somewhere. And if you are in a situation to where you feel like you can't be yourself, get curious and ask yourself why. Do not judge yourself for why you feel this way. Have compassion for yourself of where you are, accept how you feel, and understand just because you feel that way now, you can rid yourself of that. You can be yourself of whatever situation that you are in. So here's how you get your identity back. It's easy for me as a therapist to listen to my clients and kind of acknowledge what they're going through and work with them on the guide to get out of it. So I have my clients do the same thing for themselves. When you're not in a session, I want you to detach and be the friend to yourself. Be the big sister to you. Be the big brother that you needed. A lot of people do not understand that the things that they say to themselves that are negative about releasing themselves is a lot different if it was their niece or their nephew or a friend. They would likely say, hey, I understand that it's scary, but you can do this. Be yourself, right? That's what you would say to somebody else. But in your mind, what you tell yourself is, no, I can't be myself because it's scary or they'll judge me. So I try to work with my clients on being an observer to what's going on. And when you do that, you take the power out because it's not you, it's you talking to someone else. So one of the things that I do with my clients is I say, hey, when you have an opportunity, when you start to feel that way, I want you to be a friend to yourself. I want you to be that big bro that you didn't have or that you needed growing up, because you know more about you than anybody else, and you knew what you needed at that younger age. So obviously we can't go back 20 years ago and relive that situation, but what we can do is understand that feeling or that meaning that is associated with that feeling, and you get to talk to yourself and help you through that moment. Guide yourself to talk to yourself in a positive way that you couldn't do when you were a child. All right, so here's the key to your freedom. There's nothing in my hands. The key to your freedom is you deciding that you're going to do that thing that you're scared of and not fearing the consequence. Even if somebody laughs at you, even if someone thinks that it's dumb, I want you to look at it as they're allowed to have that opinion of me. They're allowed to think that it's stupid, but just because they say it doesn't mean that that's what it really is. Again, you are likely stuck in a version of yourself from your childhood to where other people's opinions really mattered, to where if you made your mom or your dad mad, there were real consequences. When you were at school and the kids would pick on you and laugh at you for being different, there was negative consequences. I want to tell you, as an adult, the consequences aren't the same. You can be dumb, you can be stupid, they can have their opinion, but I guarantee you there are people that want to be around that version of you. And I would argue the people closest to you, they want to see that version of you. Your kids, they deserve that version of you. You want them to be themselves. You want your kids to be empowered, but you don't empower yourself. That just sounds crazy. So this is your signal. This is your sign. This is your sign. Go be yourself. Be who you are destined to be despite the consequences. Though as a therapist, I suggest that people go to therapy, it doesn't have to be that deep. You can talk to yourself. You can be the big bro to you. You can be the big sister to you. You can be the auntie to yourself. But you have to start somewhere. And you start by saying, even if they say it's dumb, I'm just going to be dumb today. I know that sounds crazy, y'all, but if you like what you're hearing, I want you to give a thumbs up and say, I want to be free. And again, my name is Marcus Williams. I'm a licensed mental health counselor. Take care. Peace.